Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another edition of Three Live Canes. This a more somber one after the events of the weekend. A game that Miami never had, then maybe almost had, and then just went back to not having, with a little tiny bit of hope splashed in there at the end. But absolutely the worst performance of the Canes all season. As we were like living in this party all year up to this point, a nice month and a half long party, but then, as we know, parties must end at some point, and that one certainly did in an embarrassing way. But before we get to that, Bill, how are we feeling tonight?
Not big chilling, not big vibing this week.
No vibing, no chilling.
Took the L on the field, and then me being a good teammate here, I listened in on last week's show, and I was berated and mocked in the beginning for being proactive and letting my teammates know when I'm not going to be here weeks in advance in case they needed to get a replacement. But I guess that's doing too much, so I'll just not show up. I won't tell anybody in the future.
Yeah, Bill, definitely guilty of doing too much, trying to oh, I'm not going to be there weeks in advance. I can't. I have plans. I have work stuff. You were missed, Bill. At least one or two people were like, "Hey, isn't there a third guy in this show?"
It's one or two more than I would expect. So that's
right. Like today, though, they're definitely wondering, saying, "I bet isn't there a third guy in the show?" His name is Steve-O. He's right there. There we go, Steve-O. How we feeling tonight?
I'm big vibing of a lot of time to digest the L. My girl moving, so I haven't even been able to drop the film review. So I have some stuff I'm just gonna share screen to talk about now.
It's going down to Florida. Where's she going?
No, down here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so apartment right here. So I've been doing a lot of that. So I haven't really been able to do my film stuff, but I'm ready for Stanford. I'm ready to move on. There's definitely some things to talk about, and there was some stuff that was covered by us winning, with the offense, things of that nature. So I guess we'll get into that. But other than that, man, I'm blessed. But another day above ground. We're definitely a better team than we were, last year and the previous year. So in hindsight, we're good, but it is a little troublesome. Some of the things that we're noticing on tape.
Oh, some very negative. I'm not going to put all of them up. Some very negative Dawson chatter in the chat already. We'll definitely talk about it. About receiver rotation, better smack Stanford, position coach, a little welcome back for Bill. I'll review our receivers and their social media tweets. That's pretty funny.
Nah, I dropped the receiver review already, and that, man, I'll just be real with you, man. The same checkdowns that were there all game versus Louisville that everybody was like, damn, where's the deep passes? We're only checking them down. We're there versus Louisville, and I wish he took them because we would have been just fine. 5 interceptions, 1 taken away by low-key a phantom roughing the passer call, but I just appreciated the call. But, yeah, there was some guys open in those times. So while we can go at Dawson, Coach Dawson, I think there's things that are credible to come to him because no matter what, you're the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach. So there's no one else to go to. There's no one else to point that finger when you're the position coach and the offensive coordinator. Who else are we going to talk about and blame? I don't blame Coach Mario. I don't blame nobody. No, the offense falls on your responsibility. It's your shoulders. So I understand why everybody's coming at Coach Dawson. I think it's a little bit overblown, but there are some things I would like to see and, things of that nature that fans have the right to, talk about. The diversity in the run game is one thing. But the main thing is I don't really mind the heavy inside zone that we do. But it's just the fact that we're not really doing anything else with it. So when you make it look the same, we're inviting numbers into the box with our tight formations, right? So we're inviting numbers in the box, which is usually not what you want to do in the running game. However, when you have the type of offensive line we have, sometimes bodies get too congested, one little hole, boom, and you're going 70, 80 yards. We have yet to see that. Most of our best runs and our consistent runs are 3 yards contact and then just pushing, driving forward. That's kind of been our running game this year. So it hasn't been sexy. It's been I'd said it on the Canes Inside show with D Money. It's been like 5-yard swimsuit edition, runs where it's just, guys just moving his legs for about 4 or 5 of those. It hasn't been much space. What's it called?
I was trying to think of other analogies you can make for that. Like I said, hasn't been a sexy run game. It's been kind of like desperation mode. Like hopefully it works out. 3 o'clock at a bar in Oklahoma. Like
yeah, but it's just like, so if you want to snap the ball and here's the inside zone, like let's throw the bubble to that. Let's make somebody in that box just not be there. I have let me just share screen just a little bit. We haven't even did the intro yet. Got me fired up.
You see, I hit the intro real quick, then we come back in and you can just lay on the judgment, all right?
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, 3 Live Canes.
This is for the national championship for Nebraska.
He's a stud, that Brown, number 98.
Irvin's got it. Irvin's free. Slips to the outside, tries to stiff arm, but he couldn't get by Ray Lewis.
Big time players. Step up in big games.
Hard dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Hell no. Duffy Husker up to the races. That's what they needed. That's Ricks going up for Thorpe, and it's intercepted near midfield. Sean Taylor's got another one. Who else?
Steve-O, can you answer
That's position coach. There's definitely times where there's packages and plays that certain players are supposed to be in the game for. So 100%, there's times where the OC is the one making that call. If you're dialing up a play you drew up all day and all week for Mally, you're not going to run it with Ray in it. That's how it goes. So yeah, mostly it's your position coach, but it depends on which plays are going on for the rotation. Heavy run game. We saw Josh Morgan, not that much, but when he did get in, it was heavy run game. I think he was only in for 1 pass play, so they're using that body. So it goes hand in hand, but that rotation is usually with your position coach.
All right, Steve-O. So just to reset the stage, obviously Miami coming down with the loss to Louisville. We're going to try to hit on as many different aspects as we can. We're going to open up. Steve-O came in fired up, guns a-blazing, all excited to get this get up. Maybe not excited is not the right word, but definitely wants to get it out to you guys. So
not excited.
All right, Steve-O, take us through what you got.
Something quick just like this, right? So this is the inside zone. So people are stacking the box versus us since FSU week. We get it. And we lit them up deep. We lit them up with the deep ball versus FSU. This time, it was a little bit of both, but they're stacking the box and the plays weren't there because they were dropping back deep, giving us other stuff. But just to help out this inside zone running game, see this defender right here? Why not make them go out here, throw this bubble, like make it look the same? So I understand the heavy inside zones when you're throwing the bubble, you're throwing the slants, you're throwing like heavy RPO. That's when the inside zone so much doesn't affect me as much as it affects the fan base, because you can make everything look the same and the defense doesn't know what's coming. You're putting these defenders, whoever you're reading, in a bind every single time. Do I go for that bubble? Do I step up in that run game and here comes a slant with the guy catching it with a head of speed, but head of steam? I'm just pull this, throw this right here, throw the ball right here, make him run up and get this ball at the bottom of these numbers. Like this is what you would want. So plays like this would help the running game because, we get stuffed here. And the offensive line has been, lackluster with the amount of push here. So we'll be real with that. But the inside zone heavy, again, it's not the sexiest thing. I get it. I love diversity in the running game. But diversity in the running game looks as in different ways. Like, let's start pulling some of these inside zones and throwing something off of them, giving the defenses something more to account for. So while it's not like stretch plays or running to the edge or pitches that we'll probably get to because we obviously want some of those, but it's something that could help it, the offense be more efficient. Just make them guess. When we line up, they know we're handing that inside zone off, and it is what it is at that point.
Steve-O, watching that play you just showed us, it looked like the 2 receivers were blocking and the kid was running bubble. Like, is that an option for Beck to pull it and throw it, or are they telling him like we're going to give the motion like Bubba, but we want to give it?
I wish I could tell you. I'd be lying if I told you. But in my opinion, you're throwing that bubble. Like, that's just got to be a read on Carson Beck. I mean, we could tell. I don't care what Coach Dawson tells. That's out of pocket. Let me not say I don't care what my coach tells me. But as a 5th-year senior, you see the box. You see 3-on-2. It's a numbers game at that point. Like, throw that damn bubble. And then if Coach Dawson wants to talk to you after on the sideline, it's going to be an easier conversation because it probably worked. So I would not say that, Coach Dawson's telling them hand it off for sure. We just have yet to throw that bubble. Cam Ward, he's a big play hunter. He was throwing that bubble. Like, it's just a very simple thing. When we had Rhett Lashley, we were throwing that RPO slant bubble to Harley. We threw it to him like 13 times versus Duke to break like a record. But it's there. That's an extension of the running game. We have some screen game going. Mally had a couple good screens. CJ had a good screen. However, there was times where it was so predictable the screen was coming. They just blew it up. So here we go here on this one. I'll just let it go live. Count how much are in the box here and think this is going to work. Look how much people are right here, bro. I mean, this is crazy to run into this. This is why you need to have a check. I mean, look at the offensive line. What else you want them to do? You have your receivers in tight, your tight ends in tight. This is such a condensed formation, which works in the passing game. You see that CJ fake pitch, and then we hit him down the seam. So the tight formations work. I like tight formations. However, it's hard sometimes, man. Look at these numbers, bro. There's 3 guys untouched. It's not like the linemen aren't doing their job. What do you want them to do? That's 3 people untouched getting into there.
It looked like there was no plan to get to the linebacker, like see the double team, like Bell, and then just like we're just going to double this guy into the end zone. Like, you got to account for the linebacker, right?
This run was most likely supposed to go right up center's ass, bro. No Diddy. But they did not expect for this guy to win all the way inside and push Mark out. He was supposed to run up here and churn his legs for a touchdown like we've seen majority of the year. That's 100% what they were going for. This is a Mark Fletcher touchdown that we are used to seeing. We're used to seeing him just literally get that ball right here, which is going to happen right now. It just didn't happen this previous play. We're used to just seeing him contact through and make it through. Yeah. We're not getting big, strong gaps. This is exactly what we tried to do on that last run. But this motion, something that held this defender here, because if he would have crashed, that would have been the same result as the last play. So a little bit of eye candy to get this going, to get some type of space going. But the concepts for the running game, like, it's a numbers game. You want to run into lighter boxes, but there's times where we've had some lighter boxes and it's still not working. So we'll go to this one here, 425. I'm very passionate about this. So we motion Mally into the box, right? We motion him inside. Guess this is his defender coming in. Who's going to make first contact? So you're inviting the guy into the box to make this tackle. So we have to fix what's going on with the blocking scheme. We have two blockers on one. You'll see Mally come in. Here's his defender. Him and our tight end here get the same guy, which is just allows the guy we just invited into the box to make the play when there was actually space to be had here on this running play. Mm-hmm. There was actually space to be had here, but we got 2-on-1. Maybe he's supposed to get to the linebacker, maybe Mally, whatever. It's just not working because now we have this. And it's okay to have corners unblocked in the run game. That is not a bad schematic thing. If anything, that's who you want to leave unblocked in the run game. However, that's more for when they're on the outside, not right there on the spot. Would you imagine people are drawing up for Keontae Scott to be unblocked in our run game? Hell no. You're not really doing that. So it's just a little bit of frustration with some of the blocking is just not being as good as we are used to seeing this Miami offensive line get. And then even at times this year, it was a lot of just hard chugging yards. Marty Brown, pushing the pile 5-6 yards. Fletcher pushing the pile. We've yet to see somebody just run through that hole and zoom other than maybe USF.
Yeah. It has seemed that, you think about the backs we have, Jordan Lyle has not had very much running room, and he's the one guy
opportunities.
He's the one guy of the three where he's not able to get that extra 3 yards and have the whole offensive line pushing forward that you expect Fletcher and Marty Brown to get. And it seems like it's just, like you said, opportunities for him to, like, because we said last week, like, hey, Lyle gets in, he had a couple big pop plays and all that, but the lanes aren't there and the opportunities aren't there for him. So he might be the most frustrated guy of any.
Yeah, I mean, they're all frustrated, and rightfully so. I mean, they want their competitors and they're big-time athletes. Why would you not want to make plays? But again, really tight here. We are tight end here, and both our receivers in here. So it's their linebackers are getting to the spot before our offensive linemen can get up. This is supposed to be Brockmeyer getting up to a linebacker, but since the D-line shifted heavy, slanted heavy, they're not able to do so. So now this is just a dead run play. So again, this is just so much in the box. You see the safety shooting down automatically. Like, then there's already everybody here in the box. So everybody's in the box. You have to have some stuff to the edges, some things like that, to keep the defense honest. Because, man, look, we just saw a safety shoot from 12 yards. Imagine if this was a play action, bro, or RPO, and we're trying to hit this behind this with safety. Imagine we pull this and boom, we hit this slant.
Look how many loyal defenders are there. That's like 8 or 9 guys.
Yeah, we're running into – this is the second safety in the frame. Like, we're running.
Go back to the start of the play, Steve.
We're running heavy into these boxes.
Yeah, we got everybody. Everybody right there.
8, 9. That's 10 players in the
we got our whole offense in the frame right now.
Yeah, and again, it's not like you can't have a successful running offense. I know that people were posting the Jahmyr Gibbs long touchdown, and that's because they blew up the defensive tackles. That slows down the linebackers. We're not blowing up these defensive linemen. They're on the line of scrimmage. We got to blow these guys 2 to 3 yards off the ball. That's why I'm not coming at Coach Dawson on these play calls. Yeah, it's not sexy, but if the offensive line was getting some push, like we expect these boys to get some push, these linebackers wouldn't be able to flow. Look at that. He's flowing straight to the hole, bro. That would not happen if this defensive tackle is on his back heel and getting driven 3-4 yards. Then you can't see the ball. You have to look, and that's how running backs pop through holes. So as much as we want to call out Coach Dawson, and rightfully so, he's the offensive coordinator. So when things don't work well, that's who you have to go to. But the offensive line just has to have a little bit more push, and that's something that we are used to seeing as a Miami Hurricanes fan here. And I'll get straight into it. Beck interception here. These are the plays that he was checking down earlier in the year. You had your flat to your tight end. You had your flat to your running back. This ball was just a tad second late. You see how he steps up into this pocket? Well, there's no one. There's a little rush here. He steps up and then throws it. Yeah. He had to throw this ball here to land here. That half a second, maybe a full second, while it was almost PI, probably PI, when you look at it from this angle, it doesn't look as bad as it does from the side. It's just that second pat. This is supposed to be our big time offensive tackle. We can't lose matchups like this and get our quarterback off his launch spot. So again, while we come at Dawson, while we come at Beck, offensive line has to play better. They have to play better. This is our stud here, man. We cannot be giving up speed rushes. This ball would have been out now if Carson Beck didn't have to step up. Should he have checked it down after he had to step up? Completely. You're throwing it in between the two high, which with the trailer underneath, which is exactly what you want to do. However, it just can't be late. Was it the wrong read? No, it just was late. And the reason why it was late because he had to step up due to some pressure from, that we should not be allowing. We should not be allowing this type of pressure. Look at their arm reaching, getting shut down. Like, we should not have to have Carson Beck miss this opportunity. And of course it's a pick on him and he should have checked it down, but split second too late. And that's what football is, man. It could change just like that. Something so simple, something so small. Mm-hmm. And it's not even just that, because then you move to the offensive line with these damn penalties, bro. I think this one's on Markel Bell, if I'm not mistaken. These pre-snap penalties. We're having 4 a game, false starts. I'm surprised Coach Mirabal hasn't caught a body yet. Like real talk. This is 4 games in a row we've had over 3 false starts. I'm surprised Coach Mirabal has not caught a body yet, because I know he's hot. And this is something that we actually had a good set. Look, this is a box we want to run into. One linebacker here. We got the tight end motioning in, and he's coming back on a reverse. That's it. So guess what? This safety has to check here. This safety has to come down. This is literally the perfect run play. This is Jordan Lyle. This is the play. And then we jump up, we false start. That was us catching them for a big run play right there. False start. Killed us. Perfect call at the perfect time, and we get a little jump. And now we back up 5 yards. That's one of the biggest issues to me is the continuous false starts. I know a lot of people talk about the sexy stuff and the non-sexy stuff, but bro, 4 false starts, 3 false starts consistently. I mean, bro, that's ridiculous. That's really killing it. This was the perfect run play. As much as you want to talk about Dawson, as much as you want to talk about this was the perfect play. This is on a player jumping off sides.
Do you have the other pick? The one.
I didn't even label this one. I hope this isn't the pick. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
One, this is not a good read. This is the same play we ran to Joshua Moore versus USF. And I'm gonna say I want Keelan Marion to burst out of here a little faster, to be honest with you. But this play, you throw the ball expecting Keelan to run underneath it. However, it's not really that far out. If you throw that ball a little further, that's when he could turn on the jets and run into it.
Yeah, it's
just not the right read. You going for that big play. Carson Beck seeing this guy kind of react to that double move, but it's a opposite hash throw, so it has to be outside to the outside shoulder. This ball is clearly inside because Keelan Marion's fighting for it inside. So should he have thrown this out route to CJ Daniels? Yeah. However, he was going for the big play again, hunting for the big play. That's not his game.
It was predetermined.
Yeah, predetermined. That's a far throw, and it just has to be on. It has to be a perfect throw if you're going to make that throw. So that was tough. This is tough. This is not on Coach Dawson. This is not on the offensive line. This is a great pocket. There's a group chat I'm in on Canes Twitter that says Carson Van Dyke now is like the thing. It's because of this play, which I do not believe and I do not. I just thought it was funny. This is just a predetermined throw that has to be perfect, for your quarterback.
Yeah, it's 40 yards to the opposite hash, like beyond the opposite hash.
Yeah, which not even mad at Marion for fighting for it. Just a good play here by the defense. But that's just tough to see an interception like that because that kills momentum. We've seen a bunch of stuff that, again, we blame the offensive coordinator and this quarterback coach because that's who it is. This is something fans thought that Mario would never do. But, yeah, take the knee. Go ahead, him.
That's two picks where someone was essentially wide open for an easy at least 5 yards. So I know we had talked about it quite a bit, but I think we all agree like we're good with those checkdowns. Those checkdowns is where when he was taking them, we were going on those 7, 8, 9, 10 play drives for touchdowns, and those turned into interceptions in this game.
Yeah.
100%. And this is so we talked about motioning in, getting the box all congested. Look at Coach Dawson here calling it up, getting this defender outside of the box because now you have Lofton motioning into a trips bunch sack. Look at this box. This is favorable to run. We should not be losing matchups here on the offensive line, getting blown up penetration. This is exactly what we want to do. We want to make this safety make a one-on-one tackle in the alley. This is a heaven box. But we get.
I mean, they're all 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage when that ball gets handed off.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Look at Pancake here. Look at this offensive line play here, man. This is exact. Look at this late shift over. This is beautiful, and this is in the pistol. This is not just a straight up inside zone that we're tired of seeing. This is okay. Get Mark Fletcher, boom, and then now he's running up this hash 225 with some muscle. What's up? Can't even get going because blown up here, penetration here, can't even get going. Yeah. So yeah, we could blame. When Coach Dawson gets on that stand and says we need to execute better, this is what he's talking about. Because, bro, if we execute half of these plays, we win this game by like 2-3 touchdowns. outside of maybe, like a couple of these interceptions. I'm not going to say, but just outside of the interceptions, we execute half of these plays, bro. We probably win this game. Like, so when Coach Dawson gets on that podium and says it's coach talk, it sounds terrible. As an angry fan, that's the last thing you want to see or hear. But when you look at the film, it's just like, yo, why are we not executing? We not getting off. We not getting to the second level at linebackers. We getting blown up when the ball is hiked. I mean, we just saw right there. You're meeting Fletcher in the backfield. I mean, come on. So when Coach Dawson says we got to execute, yeah, I want him to draw up the big plays and whatever it is to get this offense working. That's his job, 100%. That's his job, and he takes accountability for it. But when he says people have to execute, because these are bread and butter plays. Bread and butter plays. Oh, my God. I think this is what I think it is. Yep, this is another false start. Right here.
The line shifts have been getting this offensive line all year.
Yep, since USF.
Yep.
Another starting behind the chains. It's unacceptable. Just so much pre-snap penalties that it's just literally putting us behind the chains. Maybe it's thinking Carson Beck has making him try to make more plays down the field because we're starting behind the chains damn near every game.
We rank, I believe, in the 120s in penalties. We average about almost 9 a game when we had 9 this past game. And you can overcome those penalties we have all year because that's the kind of team we are. But when you pair that with turnovers, you're not going to win. It's unfortunate. It's like a baseball pitcher that has really good stuff, but he just walks a lot of guys. And then you make one mistake on a pitch, and there's your game right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. It's just you can't overturn it, right? So this is another ugly pick. Emotion here. Steps into some late coverage. So he's trying to throw to his 6'5" guy here in the middle. So you're throwing it high so he can high point it. I understand as a receiver. I love the opportunity I'm getting to make a play. Josh Moore will tell you the same. However, he's 6'5". It was just a bad ball. You have this right here in front of you. There's a mesh concept right here in front of you that was designed well. You're hunting for that big play. You want to get to these sticks. I get it. It's third down. However, you get this ball to this receiver in space. He's probably winning. He has leverage. You get to the ball right here to this tight end. It's a one-on-one with a corner, which you always love your odds with. So this big play hunting has led to these turnovers, which is a little uncharacteristic from the Carson Beck that we've seen. But I would have just loved to see him hit this receiver right here because he was looking at it, man. He was looking at it. Once you hit CJ Daniels right here, they potential first down. Late over the middle, high over the middle. Everybody knows what that is, man. It's a pick.
Steve, was he looking at CJ or it looked like he was locked in on Moore? Like from the very start, there was even that hit he brought down when he got contacted at the top of the route.
Yeah. I mean, he had to see CJ. I mean, you couldn't. He literally ran right through your field of vision. And I don't even want to duck on Beck. He had a bad game. He's still our quarterback, and he's put on some good tape this year. However, a lot of that good tape was him just taking what the defense gave him. This was just really uncharacteristic.
He didn't manage the game. It looked like he was trying to be like the hero, like he was almost like at Georgia last year. Or here we just need him to manage the game, take the easy throws, keep the chains moving. Even though the defense got torched early, right? They gave up 24 points. Giving up 24 points to Louisville, Brom offense is pretty good, right? If we went in last week saying, hey, we're going to hold Louisville at 24 points, we think we win. So he just needs to I don't want to say tone it down, but tone it down, take the check downs, and this offense will stay on track.
Do what he's been doing.
Positive things will happen.
Stay ahead of the change. This is a fourth and 4 here. Another big play hunt. We got trips bunch here. There's just no reason to not get this ball out of your hands quickly in this first down right here to Lofton. There's just no reason for it. There's Matthew McCoy. He misses this again. The offensive line has to play better. This is a whiff.
Oh,
So he's throwing it into pressure. So he's not really seeing. He's not able to step up into this throw. He's not able to put this throw right here, because the pressure, which I get. Take the big shot. I like, hey, I really don't mind it, but just it's fourth down. Let's just get this first down quick. You have this check down right here. This is at the sticks. They literally give it. So Matthew McCoy, again, this Beck throws the interception. However, you have to play, offensive line has to play better. This ball, if he was able to step into it, this is most likely hitting CJ right here for a touchdown. So I get it. I'm not mad at him for making this throw because, again, Matthew McCoy has to be a little better. However, I would have just loved to see him just take this right here.
Can we see that one behind the play?
And it's coming up, yeah.
All right.
So this is a quick thing. So that's right up the middle. So just look.
Even Bell got beat too.
Yeah, lucky both of them got beat. Matthew McCoy made the play. D line's made the play, but yeah, both of them got beat right here in front of you. So again, Carson Beck threw this ball, and it's his interception to own. And we would have loved for him just to get the ball out of his hands quickly to that open tight end. But this is what he sees: one snap, one. You got two in your face from two guys who are better than this. So again, we have to execute. This also comes with Coach Johnson, what he's saying. There was a potential first down and a potential touchdown here if the offensive line executes. So again, it's a lot of things. You can't just point your finger at one thing. It's Beck not taking the check down. It's the offensive line missing blocks. It's so much people in the box and we're not adapting. This is the one time we run to the outside. It's a jet sweep. And look how successful we were. It was a touchdown. So that's where fans are coming from. Let's diversify the run game because the one time we ran outside, it was wide open for a touchdown. It doesn't matter if this was a 70-yard play, a 15-yard play. Malley was going to score. It was just perfect blocking. So this is what fans mean when they say they want to diversify the run game, get to the edges, use some of our speed because you see plays like this happen. And we do have really good tight ends that could block it. Tight ends have shown us they could block, especially on the edges. We have receivers that could block. They can show us on the edges. So I get why fans, are saying diversify the run game, and I'm with it. But also that means also throwing the RPO bubbles, throwing the RPO slants. It means more than just handing stretches, sweeps, things like that nature to make it look. And then this is another one. This is the last one I'm going to show. This is on tight end Elijah Lofton here. This false start, another pre-snap penalty on a drive we need. Just can't have it. You just can't have it. I'm done. I'm gonna get pissed if I keep going through some more. But you just can't have it. So at one play you got offensive lineman getting pressure. Another play you have Beck maybe just trying to do too much. Another play or 5 other plays you have offensive lineman or tight ends jumping offside on false starting. So it's just a bunch of things. It's just not looking cohesive on offense. So when you see this film, it's concerning, but it's also fixable. There's a lot of things you could look at on tape and be like, damn. Like last year when we were looking at our defensive backs, there was nothing we could fix. They couldn't tackle. They could barely cover. They couldn't tackle. That's not something we could fix. We could fix these type of things. These are coaching things that we could fix. So I'm excited about that moving forward because every team gets punched in the mouth. Ohio State got punched in the mouth versus Michigan and then won the Natty. No one cares about that loss to Michigan. Only people who talk about that loss to Michigan are people from Michigan. So I'm hoping we have that type of moment because there's nothing where I'm like, oh my God, we can't do this. We could definitely do it, but it's just a little out of sync right now. And is that a product of these 2 little bye weeks in between or whatever? I'm not going to throw out no excuses, but it just needs to be fixed. But you have offsides, you have big play hunting, you have just super stacked box. Like it's a mixture of things. You can't just say, hey, this is the one thing holding our offensive back because it's several things. It's on one play it's this, on one play it's that, on one play it's this, on one play it's that. That's just no cohesion on offense, which is what we had all year. We had cohesion. We had just complementary football being played. However, when you have the penalties, which we've had all year, but with no turnovers, some versus USF, Now it's an impossible. We still barely lost this game with 5 picks, or technically 4. That's crazy, especially giving up 14 quick the way we gave up. Defense didn't give up no more points till like the 4th quarter, so we should have scored. This is the stuff that I'm hoping we clean up, but it's not like it's not fixable. So I'm not on the fire this guy or Coach Dawson sucks, because I honestly like Coach Dawson. For as much as people gave him ish after this game, when you look at that tape, there was plays out there to be made. I mean, what do you want him to do? Go out there and throw the ball for him? There was plays out there to be made. There was plays out there that need to be executed better. So before we come at, a guy, he's not the guy, he's not the this, he's not the that, we got to hold, players play, coaches coach. So while the OC is definitely going to get the blame because that's his job and that's what comes with it, players got to make plays. The offensive line has to step up.
All that, Steve-O, like, we come out of that with the optimism of the idea that it can get fixed. And you said that, made that very clear. Having Stanford this week, I haven't talked about Stanford at all, but I mean, nobody is, you can say, except for like the one wonderful win they had recently. But
they're not bad.
They're not bad.
Kickoff too.
Yeah. So like it's mostly been just Miami. Like, we dropped the number 9. Are they going to make the playoffs? Can they go undefeated the rest of the way? Can they make the ACC title game? Like, there's all these questions that are coming up now about that. Do we think sitting halfway home, do we think this team can run the table the rest of the way through and make an ACC title game and get themselves in the playoff? Or like, compared to the confidence level last week? No, I mean, we all talked about it. Like, oh, Miami's always going to lose. Miami's probably going to lose one of these games. Miami always loses one of these games against the mid-level ACC team, right? Everybody talked about it. We always talk about it. But now that has happened already, like with a half a season left, like, what's the confidence level? Bill, I'll go to you on this one first. Like, what's your confidence level looking at the rest of this schedule that Miami can get it done and pull off these last 6?
I think it's probably a coin flip at this point. The issues that have plagued this team just are still there, in some form, specifically, the penalties. I think that's kind of, you can live with certain penalties here and there. That's just, part of the game if you're aggressive, whatever. But when you're constantly committing personal fouls, false starts, and you don't have a Cam Ward at quarterback, it's just not going to happen. So I look at the schedule at SMU, then, the year at Pitt, with, it looks like they, have a decent freshman quarterback. So it's the teams that are well coached that scare me, and that have some level of talent. So that SMU and at Pitt are looming large in my mind. But this is kind of where I thought we'd be at. I think this was a 10-2 type team before the year started, and that put us probably as a fringe playoff team. But the good news is, if you win these next 6, you're in the playoffs. You're probably hosting a playoff game, if not more, if you're able to get into the ACC championship and win it.
So you think we do it?
No.
Yeah.
Give me a.
Yeah, I do. I think because it's a wake up call time. I'm not sleeping on Stanford at all. Thing about Stanford, they're going to have high IQ players all the time. Are they going to be super well coached with an interim head coach? Probably not. But when the thing about interim head coaches, if you can just get guys to believe in that locker room, the next thing you know, those words that you were ignoring from your position coaches and your OC and stuff, like now you're paying more attention. You're locking in. It's kind of like what you're seeing at UCLA. Nothing changed except the fact that the players actually like who they have now at head coach. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
And the guy is now, and they got the guy calling plays, but there's just the relationships matter so much. People say the relationships don't matter in recruiting as much because it's NIL. Well, guess what? Those relationships matter when it comes to your development. You got to trust the guy developing you. You got to trust the system you're in. Those relationships matter. So I Stanford's going to be a tougher team than they should be. However, we should not be struggling with them. I could see us, it being a game and us pulling away in the second half, and I wouldn't be mad at that. But I would not sleep on them. I would not sleep on any team. Obviously, the big eyes are on SMU at Dallas, of course. We all know Rhett Lashley is going to have a game plan for us. We all know he's going to have that first 15 is going to be magical. And within that first 15, he's probably going to set up something because we know he sets up stuff. He was our OC for a couple of years. We know that King power read to the Mallory wide open. We know he's going to set stuff up. So we got to be ready to go. But at first, we can't sleep on Stanford. One game at a time because there's no room for error.
What do you think the line is on the Stanford game from a betting perspective? I don't know if you saw it, but I did this with Chris, and
I was not right.
7.5?
30.5. 30.5.
I guess they thinking we go revenge. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. 30 is crazy for the spread.
A big number.
Stanford's quarterback did good hurt against FSU. I don't really know the details around it, but I would assume that probably has a lot to do with it. But
yeah, but they got Dylan Rizek as their backup out of Broward County, baby. So I'm scared. 30.5 is crazy.
Big number. That's a big number for anything. But I mean, we'll see what happens. It's so Steve-O, your confidence level still high?
Yeah, man. Everybody's you drop a game, you drop a game. Bama dropping that game versus Florida State, they look like a totally different team. I'm hoping we do that. We look like that. The talent's on the team. The roster's been well recruited, well stacked, well transfer portal additions. We have everything we need. If this is the wake up call, then it's this. There was going to be a wake up call. Now is it? I remember I seen the coach Saban said Miami needed to lose. No, we never need to lose. I'm gonna say that right now.
That's Florida State talk.
Yeah, like we never need to lose. However, I don't think the sky is falling. The ceiling is dropping, but the sky ain't falling. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta muscle up. This team got to be together, pack the rock on Saturday, and we'll move. But yeah, I'm still confident. If we go out there and lay a dud versus Stanford, then I mean I might have another tone next week. But as of right now, I'm still rolling. It's still go Canes. It's always go Canes. Everybody in this chat know that. But I'm still on it. I mean, am I down in the Kool-Aid as much? I'm still, but when you look at the film, there's just so much plays that we're just leaving out there. Like we threw 4 interceptions. We played probably our worst game in the last 2 years, other than Syracuse, and we lost by like one possession with 4 offside, false starts, 4 turnovers. Like we played a sloppy game, super sloppy, non-disciplined game, and we still almost won that game.
And the fact that the defense, as much maligned as they've been at times, they gave up the first 2 scores, bang, bang, right away, bang, bang. Then the rest of the game, 10 points. Like they held a very complicated, high scoring, high potential offense in check for the majority of that game. Gave the offense
too.
What's that?
With all the turnovers too.
Yeah, like gave them opportunity after opportunity. Like we got as close as we did because forced fumble. And then letting Tony get that touchdown at the end after we on offense blew it again. So give opportunity after opportunity, and yet offense couldn't capitalize. And it's funny that, last year how we talked about it in the exact opposite way. Now we got every opportunity going from the defense and offense can't cash in. It just feels like it's that frustration of between the 2 years, that switch over, and now still not able to execute the way you want. But obviously it is a long season to go. So we could speak positively about the defense. Do I think everyone on defense had a great game? No. But, I mean, a lot of guys did. A lot of guys stepped up. I mean, if we could give some praise out, like transfer portal additions, always big, especially in modern football. But, Keontae Scott, Jacoby, guys making big plays, big opportunities when they get out there. Keontae had a few huge plays in this game. So, guys that, got some not negativity, but some, 50-50 mech kind of responses when they signed on and making big plays out there. So I just want to make sure those guys get a shout out too, because some guys were absolutely balling out there.
Yeah, the defense played well throughout, the game. There was a lot of missed tackling. That first drive, we had some open field tackles. I was like, okay. that you have to tackle open field versus Louisville. And then after that first couple plays, it turned into some missed tackles, but they did tighten it up. There was a lot of bend don't break after those first 2 drives. But Isaac Brown, shout out to him. Was one of ours for a little bit at a Homestead, played with a 7-on-7. Super fast, super electric, but breaking 16 tackles or forcing 16 missed tackles is crazy. Yes. It's a lot, but again, the defense did a great job throughout the game because they were on the field so much. You turn the ball over 5 times, 4 times. I mean, that's 4 extra possessions for Louisville. If someone told me before the game we throw 4 picks, I think Louisville blows us out. But the defense didn't break. Just clean up some of that tackling, and I'm fine with that. There were some plays one-on-one with our corners that I was kind of disappointed that we didn't make better plays on with it, to be honest with you. I think the talent in the cornerback room is too great to let some of those things. They're going to give up plays. They're playing corner. Doesn't matter. But there were some plays where I'm not used to seeing OJ give up, things like that. Especially with that rotation that we have at cornerback, keeping them fresh. There's just some things that I didn't like. That first touchdown to Chris Bell with the rub, that's a Coach Braum special. He's gonna rub you if you play man. We played man. It was a great call. He had it ready. It was in his first 15. So that's not on OJ. That's just scheme bumping up with each other. But that cornerback room, they're gonna have to step up and make some plays because we've yet to get an interception out of them. Out of the corner room, if I'm not mistaken. We need some of them to make some plays. I like Ethan O'Connor. To be honest, my favorite lineup so far has been Damari Brown and Ethan O'Connor at corner. They have obviously the Lucas and OJ has been like the starting unit, but I really do love the O'Connor and Damari look. You let Damari play press and kind of Ethan O'Connor sit in that soft man, and I think it's been really, really good balancing with it. But there's still too much talent in our cornerback room for us not to have interception yet. For game 6, 7 now? Like we need some playmakers stepping up at corner.
I got something. Question popped up there from JoJo Gunn, or no, not JoJo Gunn. Hold on. Oh, here you go. Sorry, Sergio Sanchez. He said, "Steve, what do you think? Miami's going for the tie or the win at the end? Confusing play calling." Like I did see this pop up. Obviously it's online, the internet, so they're always going to be critical. With people like, oh, here's Mario, like playing the game soft, not playing to win the game, playing for the field goal because of the play call. I don't think that the play call where the interception that Beck threw at the end was him giving up on scoring. We had a timeout and it was a sideline play. Like it was, to potentially get to the sideline or to get a first down. So I don't see that as him giving up. I think that was just him trying to get some yardage because the run game wasn't working and trying to do something different. Like, I don't know where you guys disagree. Bill, was that you? Go ahead.
Yeah. I think it probably was a little conservative, but I don't think it was, you're just like threw your hands up and said, we're just going to go for the field goal because we were still throwing. The interception was, kind of, the ball was tipped, maybe Lofton, should have ran the flat route, but there was guys going downfield as well. But you also have to think your quarterback has already thrown 5 interceptions. You got lucky with, you threw 4 interceptions at that point, one, which was, called back for the penalty. So you probably had to be a little conservative there because if you just started, chucking the ball downfield and it gets picked off again, there you go. That's it. But that's kind of at the very, very bottom of the list of just things that went wrong. If Lofton runs the right route, maybe it's just tipped and, knocked down and, you have a chance for a field goal to tie it up and go to overtime where anything could happen. So, that to me was kind of a very secondary conversation.
Yeah, it's a very vanilla concept. You have the guy going up vertical and you have the guy going to the sideline underneath him. That's definitely what that route was supposed to be. Get a couple yards, get out of bounds, stay ahead of the chains. So it's hard to say it was conservative play calling because we were throwing the ball. However, the results were the results. So it doesn't matter what we say and we try to spin it and we try to this. The results is, again, we didn't execute. You're running the wrong route. You're throwing an interception. Regardless, that comes down to execution. So what Coach Dawson's saying is just 100%. So no matter if you want to call it conservative or this or that, we didn't execute. If it's a conservative play call, execute that conservative play call.
Any issue with Beck at the press conference saying, like, going out there and saying Lofton ran the wrong route?
No, because they asked him about it 10 times. That was like the 10th answer. So nah, I'm not. I watched the whole thing. People see the snippet online and they think he's throwing him under the bus. I'll tell you right now, I don't think anybody in that locker room thinks that Carson Beck was throwing him under the bus. He answered the question for the 10th time because it low-key was apparent. You're not running a seam with a little turnaround fade right there. Like, it just didn't make sense. I mean, pretty much everybody was trying to just get him to say it, to be honest with you. So I don't think much of it. I'm pretty sure nobody on the team does. They're just focused on Stanford. We'll let the Dolphins deal with the quarterback controversies at the podium.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to be much of one either. But all right, so let's focus on Stanford here for a second. We did our picks last week. Bill wasn't here, so we ran them through. I know Bill has the results of it. I'll just go out and say
I didn't win.
What's that? Yeah,
I didn't win.
I don't know who won this week. It's ugly. Go ahead, Bill.
It was pretty ugly all around. Like we say, you try and get under 10. One person was able to hit 10. That was me. Chris, you were 21 points off. Steve, you were 28. And then the guest picker, I think it was B-Harp, was 27.
B-Harp, not great, kid. Not great. Tommy Cruz.
Tommy. I know you guys did the coin flip. I actually sped up through the show last week. And then I didn't write down the crazy prediction. So
it's funny. Like, the only person that got the correct prediction, like Steve, 3 different running back rush touchdowns. Nah. Bill said JoJo 2 touchdowns. Nah. I said
not even JoJo 2 snaps. That's crazy.
2 non-passing touchdowns. Nah. And then Gary Furman down at the half. Congratulations, Gary Furman.
Yo,
pulling out a dub.
He said down at the half.
Yeah.
And we took it as a crazy position, which is not a crazy thing, but go ahead, Furminator.
All right.
Let me just circle that on the thing here.
Get right here.
I haven't seen him in the chat yet. He's probably he's
him and Johnny Buckets drowning their sorrows.
Before we move on to the Stanford, we do have a update in the season prediction, and these aren't the victory laps I like to take, but someone actually predicted the Louisville loss back in August.
Oh, shut up, Bill. Stupid ass.
And I was mocked and ridiculed. And for those of you that haven't seen it, that NC State game might be a problem.
Just real quick, you were mocked and ridiculed when you made that pick. But in my defense, I would do that if you picked to win anyway. So that's just what I like to do.
So that is the midseason update. I am right on the money. Anyway, so let's get to Stanford.
I'll go first because I never go first, and I just feel like saying numbers. Miami 34, Stanford 13.
Wow. That was very, very close what I was going to say, so I'll have to change
Yeah, same. I was thinking 34 too. That's crazy. You want me to go or you want to go?
You go first, Steven.
It's because 34 is like a number you score a lot, but at the same time, you could be really pissed off about 34. Like, you could be annoyed at that. Like, it could be 24 going in the fourth quarter, and you're like, what the hell is going on with this offense? Like, 24-13 going in the fourth, you're pissed.
Yeah, I'm going to go 38-15. I'm just playing for the numbers at this point.
Steve-O playing for the win. Laying it up short to get the birdie tap in.
You feel me?
I was going to be a jerk, but I will. I'm going to say we bounce back big. I'm going to go.
Yo, you won't go 36.
I was going to go 39-12, but I'm going to go a little bit bigger. I'm going to say 45. 14.
So we cover.
Yeah, those guys covering.
31. Yeah. Well,
Oh, big money, Bill.
Yeah, heard
Bill
it
with
here.
trust in the Vegas.
Cash it.
All right, let's see what we got in the
Start
chat.
dropping them in the chat. They still need a little bit of.
Yeah, give it a second. I just mentioned the crazy spread. CF Kane fans got 41-13. B Harp got 38-6. We're probably gonna go B Harp because we didn't go with them last week. Port Knox going ugly numbers, 41-12. Damn, Bill's son went 12. Rambo got 48-13. Makeout Florida got 31-14. I'm leaning
Time Rambo. Yeah, 48-13.
I'm leaning B Harp because we coin tossed against him last week, so I feel like got to give him the
What?
shot.
We should do another coin toss.
You want to see a B Harp get screwed over again?
Nah, we're gonna let B Harp rock.
Best part about the coin toss last week was we did the whole thing. We flipped the coin and we forgot who was what. So we're just like, B Harp loses.
Yeah, man,
Ralph,
let's go.
Ralph, 22-18. Come on, Ralph. Come
Damn,
on,
fam.
dude.
Yeah, Ralph been through it though. He been through it, man. We'll let you rock, B Harp. The force is with you on this one, brother.
I'll go first for crazy predictions.
Oh yeah.
We have less than 3 penalties, 3 or less penalties.
Oh damn, that's the craziest one. That's the craziest one we've ever had. That's the craziest one. If you would have said over 15, I wouldn't have batted an eye. But under 3 is like, damn.
Under 3 or less.
That's only gonna happen if one of the refs like breaks his leg, gets taken out of the game. So they're just down a ref. Steve-O's getting his coins ready to go flip the coin.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Crazy predictions.
I have mine already.
I got one. It's not gonna sound nice, but I'm gonna go. JoJo catches 2 passes.
Damn. You took mine. Well, I was gonna say JoJo plays over 10 snaps.
It's the same thing. Same thing. That would just be harder to go back and check. You can do that, Steve-O. We'd have to go watch the film, count him up. Where is he? You want to do it?
No, they got snap counts. They get that. Gio Milan will post them. Everybody's gonna post. D Money will post them. Snap counts for PFF.
All right, you doing that, Steve-O?
No, not if you go 2 catches. I'll get something else.
Let's see. What's the guy in the chat so far? While Steve-O's thinking. Mally keeps his hand down on the punt and returns 190 yards. I feel like, you know what's crazy? Like, I got real deja vu with that. Like, that Mally keeps his hand down and returns 190 yards. Like, I feel like years ago we had something with, like, Jeff Thomas. Were we doing a show when Jeff Thomas was here?
I think we might have been regular seat. Yeah.
That would have been 2017-ish.
We might
No, 2019, because remember he came back for Manny 2019.
His freshman year, because I remember the day of my wedding was the North Carolina game, and he had that big pass down the middle.
Damn, y'all still married? That would have been tough for me. That would have been tough. I would have been at that. Altar,
ironically, that's
running away.
6 days away.
Oh.
Would have been running down that aisle, like just counter. Right at that podium. I'm out of there, at the altar.
Well, that was a noon kickoff, and we played. The wedding was at like late. It was like 6 o'clock.
Damn, I would have called it off. My girl would have been pissed.
Even though you had all that time, Steve.
I would have called it off.
Can't do it. Too close. Yeah. We got Kane fans got Mally gets 90-yard punt return. Rambo's got Chase Smith returns an INT for a touchdown. Port Knox got Andrew Luck throws a touchdown. KB, I don't think this is an official one, but I'm gonna go with like him saying it's gonna rain again.
That's not a crazy prediction. It's raining like every game.
4 different receivers score. Makeout Florida, Marty Brown touchdown. He also has defensive touchdown first of the season.
Yeah, Ralph is ready to just check out.
Rob is furious.
Yeah, Ralph ready to check out. He called for Emery.
Rob also
ready
had
to
that.
check.
He had it 22-18, so he's got that like late in the game. Emery comes in and just rattles off 3 touchdowns, and they go for 2 at some point randomly for no reason.
Man, y'all let my boy Landon live, man. If it wasn't for them injuries, he would have been all right.
That's 2. He got 2 Landon Ivy jokes in today.
Yeah, that's tough. I ain't see the first one, but that's tough. That's my guy, man. But yeah,
It was way back.
Even at his new spot, man, he can't even stay healthy, man. Praying for him. But yeah, that's a low blow, dog. That's a low blow.
Here you go. Look at this. How about this for CF Kane? But hey, guys, I think my wife might be watching, so I want to mention that our 43-year wedding anniversary is next week. Happy anniversary, honey. CF Kane, that's fantastic. Congratulations. But we've done the research, and we're pretty sure no women watch this show. Like we've had a couple women that have like popped up in the chat, and immediately Bill went like, "Hey,
Didn't
someone
make a period joke at the last one?
Yeah, they did. That was Michelle. That was when we had Michelle watching the show for like 2 weeks, and then like bang, week 2 period joke.
No, my girl watching. She just don't comment.
Why doesn't she comment? How do we know that's accurate?
Because she'll text me like, because I always be flipping a coin. So she texted me last week like, "You always trying to flip a damn coin." And I was just like, "Yeah, it's a nice way to decide it."
Does she give you feedback on the show?
You're a great baby. That's what I get.
How about between Bill and I? Does she give you commentary on us? Like, does she give feedback on how we're doing?
Off the top of my head, nah.
No,
More,
nothing.
No. Other than
Like,
she hit me with with you guys are funny, that we're funny. So yeah, you guys got that feedback. Yeah,
that's a me reference. Obviously, it's not Bill, so I'll take that. I'll take it. Anyway,
happy anniversary though. 43 years is crazy. That's lit.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, happy for you, brother.
I was just struggled to make.
Or praying for you, whichever one. Happy for you or praying for you.
I saw a joke before. The shortest sentence in English language is "I am." The longest sentence is "I do." But that sentence lasts for a long time.
That was philosophical. Yeah, that was some. You could put like any famous poet or any famous person and just drop that quote and put their name next to it. People are gonna ride with it. Like, yeah, Homer said this. Like, you could say, "Oh, that was deep, fam. That was deep." Man. Before I forget my crazy prediction, I'm gonna say Josh Moore has more than 3 catches.
Josh Moore over 3. All right, I like it. Now Ralph's happy. Now Ralph's having a good time. All right, Ralph picked it up a little bit. I listened to the judge. It would have been out 10 years ago. Whoa, it's very real.
Damn.
Anyway.
If my wife's watching and he dropped that comment, man.
He took my response a little bit too seriously. I think it's all right.
Yeah, bro.
Cheers to you from Port Knox.
If we don't see CF Kane fan in the chat next week, just go ahead, bow your head. Just go ahead and say a prayer for him.
Right, we need one from the chat. Who wants to pick it?
I mean, CF Kane fan gave us that, so I'm thinking we're gonna go with him, right?
So what's that? 90 yard punt?
90 yard punt return. I like it.
I was hot about the fandom fair catch. However, you go like this above your numbers, they're gonna call it every time. I think it was weak for sure. But that's just what they're gonna do in the name of safety.
Man, all right. Well, I mean, we gotta keep at this point. Everything is a big game. You got to win all of these games. You got to win every one of them. So one game is bigger than the last. Miami didn't do what they had to do last week, but hopefully they get it done this week. Prime time against the Cardinal. I'm an ancient rivals, University of Miami and Stanford, out set to do battle. We'll see how that goes. But
I'm actually excited. Never seen Stanford in person, so it's a first for me.
The tree's going to be there probably. Excited to see the tree.
I'm like, what? Yeah, that went over my head. I'm like, yo, what?
Goofy tree? No. I can't let. Also, I let it go in it for a second, but like of all the poets for Steve-O to pick, I never would have been like Homer is going to be his go-to first poet popping out of Steve-O's head. Homer.
I mean, I like Greek mythology, so that's probably why. But yeah, I don't even know much other poets. I mean, yeah, I really don't know.
Bill, who would be your first poet?
Poet?
Yeah, like first poet you think of, bang.
Robert Frost.
Oh, Robert Frost, good poet. There you go. All right.
Tupac.
Tupac,
I don't know. I don't really know much poets. I know more authors than poets.
Yeah, throw your what poet you while we're doing the final thoughts. Throw your what poet you think of first in the chat and see where it goes from there. See, what is it? What poets you guys would think of first? First poet. My first poet will be Walt Whitman. What? As a matter of fact. Anyway, no one cares. But I do care about yours though. But before we get out of here, while everyone's posting their poets, Bill, you know what? While everyone's new gimmick, while everyone's doing final thoughts, I'm gonna ask a dumb question to the chat and make them all post something like this. So remind me next week if I forget. But Bill, final thoughts for the people.
It's a big bounce back opportunity. That 30.5 point spread just scares the bejesus out of me. But hey, you got 6 games left. You win them all, you're in. If you know, or it's do or die. That's it.
That's right. Steve-O.
I know 103K. That's lit. Edgar Allan Poe. Isn't he? That's the horror dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven,
a little messed
heart.
up in the head. Yeah. There's always one of those guys. Dr. Seuss. Oh, that's a banger. That's
Dr.
a banger.
Seuss sucks. Let me just be honest real quick. Here's my final thoughts of the people.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss sucks.
Yeah.
You get, but trust me, Steve-O, you have kids one day, and then your son comes up to you, hey, Dad, you want to read me this book? And it gives you all the places you will go, and you look at that thing, and it's 78 pages of just nonsense words. You will go far, far you will go. Over the hills and go you far, 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 far. You will go. And you're just like, what the hell? How are we at
This ain't got
72 pages?
no rhythm, dog. What,
No,
Green Eggs and Ham? That's a banger.
It's going to be all the places you will go, Steve-O. And you're just going to be like, forget this forever. First time I read it to my son, I skipped like 10 pages at a time. But it doesn't make any sense. None of the pages make sense. It's all just random drawings of nonsense. So you don't even know what's going on. So he didn't get it. So now he thinks it's only like 7 pages long, that book. Because we just rattled that thing off. But anyway, sorry. This is from the Jets playbook. Fair. Redfish, bluefish, not bad because it's short, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. A terrible human being. I believe it because he made us read those books.
Yeah, I'm scared to look at that. But I'll jump to when someone says Google somebody. Yeah, it's never good. Right. It's never good.
Steve, I cut you off before, Steve. Final thoughts for the people.
The sky's not falling. Look, it's still up there. We'll be all right. Just rebound versus Stanford. Let's pack the rock. I'll be there. Can't wait. It's actually my brother's birthday, so hopefully they win for him. So definitely excited about how we respond. If we don't respond, I won't be excited. So hopefully we play Hurricane football and just come out with a point to prove. Everybody in the country was waiting to say, hey, Miami's a fake team. We were trying to tell you this whole time, even though they were saying we were the most complete team, hyping us up this entire time. They have no weaknesses, all this stuff. We finally lose one, and then these people show their true colors. The whole national media shows their true colors. They're already pushing 3-loss SEC teams above us and whatnot. So definitely go out there, make a statement. It's a conference game, so don't take nothing for granted. Anything can happen in ACC play. But yeah, that's my final thoughts, man. Don't sleep. Pack the rock.
Pack the rock. Go get this win. Get back on the right track. Do what you're supposed to do. To quote another famous poet, because I can, William Ernest Henley, in his poem Invictus, it matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. So let's go ahead and get this win. Become the captains of our fate again. Get to the end of this season. Win some games. Make the AC title game. Get to the playoff. And do all that stuff that we plan to do from the start of this season. So Bill and Steve-O, thank you guys for in the chat for watching. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you again next week right here on 3 Live Kings.
This is for the national championship for Nebraska.
He's a stud, that Brown, number 98.
Irvin's got it. Irvin's free. Slips to the outside, tries to stiff arm, and he couldn't get by Ray Lewis.
Big time players step up in big games.